Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please make sure to subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button down below and don't forget to hit the notification bell just by the side so you'll be notified each time I post a new video. So I give 5 seconds to everyone watching this video to please subscribe right now before we continue. All right, thank you all so much for subscribing to my channel. So I want to talk about 5 things you should have in mind before you travel to China. Oh, okay, 5 things. Yes, five things you should have in mind before you travel to China. Most people got here confused, stranded, and most of them don't have visas. Others were deported and things like that for one reason or the other. So I want to give 5 tips on how or what you should have in mind before you travel to China. Okay, so number 1, you should have a mindset. What I mean by mindset, I mean you should choose to study or to work. Yes, so with the student's visa, I'm sorry, you can't work. If you're caught working with a student's visa, I swear it's disastrous. It's a big problem. 2 things involved as well. You might go home, that's being deported, or you might stay. Depends on the city or whoever you meet, the police officer or whatever. So most often people get deported. It's like 80% of the people who are caught teaching with students visas are deported. Sometimes they pay a fine of like 5,000 at least, because most often it's 10,000, 7,000, depends on the city, as I said. So I think 5,000 renminbi, it's about $700, but it's more sometimes, depends, as I said. So you should choose to work or to study, as I said. And if you're going for the student's visa, then it should be studies, because most often people will be like, no, you can work, you can go to this school, in this other school they don't really check attendance or stories, blah blah blah. You can go there, just give some money and leave and go work in another city, or stories like that. Actually, we are here to hustle. Yeah, of course, to get something for yourself, to make something for yourself. So, and I think the only way you can achieve that is to get a work visa. It's just an honest advice, because if you're caught studying and of course working, it's a problem, a big problem. And all the money you spend coming here, and then all of a sudden you're going back, or necessarily not going back, you have to pay a fine of about $1,000. You just came, come on. So where do you start getting the money from? From your parents or friends or whatever. You see people start getting depressed, people are facing troubles and so on. So guys, you have to be ready. So for the work visa, there's still another problem too. If your work visa is from a city, like this city for example, and you should work just there, you can't move. Even if you have to move, you have to make sure to move with your visa. I mean, to change your visa as well. If you're working in a city, your visa should be from that city. If you have to change to go to another city, then I'm sorry, you have to change. Because if you don't change and you're still caught by the police, it's still another problem. So that's China for us. It's still another problem. So guys, before coming here, you have to be careful. Make up your minds. Don't be stranded. Don't get confused. Don't be depressed. Don't stress your parents or relatives like that. So you have to be ready. So secondly, don't forget your drugs. What I mean by drugs, I mean medicine, of course. Yeah, painkillers, antibiotics, drugs for headache, whatever. Just get drugs from home. Just in case you feel hurt or feel body pains or whatever, you can just take some few medicines and rest. You'll be fine in the morning, because hospital bills in China is no one's friend. I mean, it's no one's friend. Super expensive. Yes, Worst of all, if you have to sleep overnight, it's crazy. So guys, bring your drugs. Don't forget your drugs. You don't want to find yourself in a situation where you have to sleep in a hospital and you don't even have the money to pay the bills. That's sad. So please, you should also have this in mind. Bring as much as possible that can last you for as long as possible, you know. But please don't forget to check the expiry dates. Don't keep them for so long as well. So that's just it. Drugs, so important. Please, please, please. And number 3, food. Not any kind of food, but dried food. Like, for example, vegetables. If you have to bring your veggies here, you just need to dry them. Keep them dry, because of course you can carry fresh vegetables across, what should I say, across oceans and stuff. Of course you get bad. So bring enough foodstuffs, because here you can't get the meals you want from home, you know. So bring enough foodstuffs from back home. Even if you happen to come across a meal or foodstuffs from back home, my dear, it's 5 times the price. 5 times the price. So it's better you bring your meals. Of course it should be dried, whether meat or fish or whatever, it should be at least dry before you bring it, so it's gonna last you for like forever, you know. And without forgetting gari. My African people, you know what I'm talking about. Gari. In China, gari is like a recipe. It's like eating pork ribs in the most expensive restaurant in China. So guys, gari, even if you don't want to carry food stuff, bring your gari. I'm saying this out of experience. Bring your gari. All right. And I think that's it. And number 4, bring your boyfriend. I mean, bring your boyfriend. I'm not joking about this point. Bring your boyfriend, because in China, overstay is real. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but you definitely know what I'm talking about. Bring your boyfriend to China. Bring your boyfriend. I'm just saying it though. Still part of the tips you should have in mind. And number 5, don't get pregnant in China. No, don't. Don't get pregnant in China. Especially if you're new. If you're new, don't bring your boyfriend. Oh, what am I talking about? If you're new, my dear, don't get pregnant. Don't. It's a whole lot of, it's a whole process. Like, oh my god, don't, especially if you're new, as I said earlier, don't get pregnant. You can decide maybe to get pregnant later in the future. Maybe you've known your left from your right, or you know what, or how things are moving in China, or maybe you've got enough cash and then you can now decide to get pregnant. But if you're new, don't get pregnant. As I said, I'm still speaking out of experience. So guys, I think in my next video I might share my delivery experiences with you guys in China. It's crazy. I think in my next video I'll probably do story time and like that. So guys, be ready for everything. So I decided to just give you guys some tips about coming to China. So I hope you take this so serious, because it's real. It's real. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give thumbs up. Also, don't forget to type your comments down in the comment section. What do you think about this video? Thank you all so much and have a lovely day. Bye bye.